Mitchell Robinson's basketball journey is rarely framed in the language reserved for modern stardom. There are no constant debates about his scoring averages, no viral highlights engineered for social media dominance, no all-star campaigns fueled by popularity. And yet, to truly understand Mitchell Robinson, you have to look precisely where the spotlight usually refuses to linger. His story is not about becoming famous. It is about becoming essential. It is about building value in the quiet margins of the game, where wins are decided but stories are rarely told. In a league increasingly shaped by spacing, shooting, and perimeter creation, Robinson has carved out his identity in the most unforgiving territory on the court, the paint. He has done so not with flair, but with discipline, not with ego, but with acceptance. His career is proof that impact does not need to announce itself loudly to be real. Mitchell Robinson was born in Pensacola, Florida, a place where opportunity and limitation coexist closely. His early life was shaped by instability and movement, circumstances that demanded adaptability long before basketball entered the picture. Structure was not guaranteed, and consistency had to be created rather than assumed. That early reality would later become one of the defining forces of his professional career, because basketball at the highest level is not merely a test of skill. It is a test of resilience, patience, and identity. Robinson learned early how to adjust to uncertainty, how to function without comfort, and how to endure change without losing focus. Even as a young player, Robinson's physical gifts were undeniable. He was tall, long, and unusually coordinated for his size. There was a natural fluidity in the way he moved, an ease in how he jumped and landed, a timing to his shot contest that seemed instinctive rather than taught. But natural ability alone does not guarantee direction. For many big men, development depends heavily on structure, coaching systems, repetition, and clear guidance. Robinson's path toward that structure was delayed. He learned basketball in fragments, through informal runs, brief stretches of organized play, and moments of exposure followed by disappearance. That fragmented development made him both intriguing and difficult to evaluate, even as his potential became impossible to ignore. At Chalmette High School in Louisiana, Robinson's talent finally had a stage large enough to be recognized. On the court, his presence altered games immediately. His length swallowed space. His timing erased shots before they fully formed. Opponents hesitated in the paint simply because he existed there. Offensively, he thrived on simplicity, finishing around the rim, cleaning the glass, and running the floor relentlessly. He did not need plays designed for him to dominate. His impact was structural, not scripted. Coaches noticed. Recruiters followed. By his senior year, Robinson was considered one of the most promising center prospects in the country, a player whose physical tools suggested an NBA future waiting to be unlocked. The traditional blueprint was clear. College basketball would provide exposure, structure, and refinement. The NBA would follow. Robinson committed to Western Kentucky University, seemingly aligning himself with that familiar path. But before ever stepping onto the college court, he made a decision that would redefine his journey entirely. He withdrew from the program. Then he stepped away from organized basketball altogether. For an entire year, Mitchell Robinson disappeared from competitive play. No college games. No AAU circuit. No national exposure. In a sport built on constant evaluation and visibility, Robinson chose obscurity. The decision was risky, and many viewed it as reckless. Some questioned his commitment. Others assumed he would be forgotten entirely. In a league obsessed with momentum, Robinson appeared to have erased his own. But what that year away from competition forced him to confront was himself. Without games to validate progress, improvement became internal. Conditioning, repetition, discipline, and self-accountability became the only markers. He trained privately, refining his body and sharpening his instincts away from cameras and commentary. It was a gamble that required absolute belief, because there was no safety net waiting if it failed. When Robinson eventually resurfaced ahead of the 2018 NBA draft, he was one of the greatest mysteries in the class. Teams saw elite physical tools, length, vertical explosiveness, and mobility rarely found in players his size. They also saw risk. There was limited recent film, no collegiate track record, and unanswered questions about readiness and discipline. The New York Knicks decided the upside was worth the gamble. With the 36th overall pick, they selected Mitchell Robinson, betting on what he could become rather than what he already was. New York is not a gentle place for development. It is loud, impatient, and unforgiving, especially for young players learning on the fly. Robinson entered the league not as a savior, but as a project. What followed was a rookie season defined by extremes. On one end, Robinson blocked shots at a historic rate. His timing was instinctive, his reach erased mistakes by teammates, and his presence alone altered how opponents attacked the basket. On the other end, he fouled relentlessly. Inexperience showed. He chased blocks unnecessarily, bit on fakes, and struggled with positioning. Some nights, his impact exceeded his minutes. Other nights, he watched from the bench, learning hard lessons in real time. What separated Robinson during that chaotic stretch was not polish, but openness. He did not resist correction. He absorbed coaching. He accepted criticism without deflection. He understood that his gifts required control to become sustainable. Slowly, the fouls decreased. His positioning improved. His patience grew. Defense became less about raw explosion and more about anticipation. He began to understand angles, timing, and restraint, the hardest skill for any elite shot blocker to master. As his understanding deepened, Robinson evolved from a chaotic presence into a stabilizing one. He anchored the paint rather than roaming it. He trusted positioning over reaction. He learned how to contest shots without fouling, how to alter attempts simply by being in the right place. Offensively, he embraced efficiency over ambition. He did not demand touches or attempt to expand his role recklessly. His value came from rim runs, offensive rebounds, screens, and vertical spacing. Defenses had to account for him simply by guarding the paint honestly. As the Knicks rebuilt their identity, Robinson became a pillar of their defensive philosophy. Coaches trusted him. Teammates relied on him. His presence allowed perimeter defenders to apply pressure, knowing help awaited behind them. His rebounding improved. His conditioning stabilized. His understanding of the game deepened. By advanced metrics, he emerged as one of the league's most effective interior defenders, even if his name rarely appeared in headlines. His impact extended beyond box scores. Opponents altered shot selection. Paint attempts declined. Efficiency dropped when he was on the floor. Just as his trajectory stabilized, injuries intervened. Foot issues, hand injuries, and setbacks disrupted his rhythm repeatedly. For big men, foot injuries are especially dangerous, threatening mobility, confidence, and career longevity. Robinson was forced once again to adapt. He focused on body maintenance, conditioning, and understanding his limits without surrendering effectiveness. He learned that availability is a skill, one that must be cultivated intentionally. Each return from injury revealed growth, less recklessness, more control, greater maturity in how he expended energy. When the Knicks returned to playoff relevance, Robinson's value became unmistakable. Postseason basketball compresses space, slows possessions, and magnifies physicality. Defense becomes currency. Robinson thrived in that environment. He dominated the offensive glass, protected the rim relentlessly, and played through contact without demanding recognition. In games where scoring stalled, his rebounds created extra possessions. His screens freed shooters. His presence discouraged drives late in games. This was basketball stripped to its essentials, and Robinson excelled. In 2022, the Knicks committed to him with a long-term contract. It was not a flashy announcement, but it was meaningful. It represented trust in his growth, his reliability, and his role as a foundational defensive piece. As of recent estimates, Mitchell Robinson's net worth is believed to range between $10 and $15 million, earned primarily through NBA contracts and incentives. His financial success mirrors his basketball journey, earned steadily, without shortcuts, through consistency. What defines Robinson, however, is not wealth or recognition. It is acceptance. Acceptance of role. Acceptance of responsibility. Acceptance of the truth that greatness comes in many forms. He does not chase attention. He does not attempt to become something he is not. Instead, he perfects what he is, a rim protector, a rebounder, a defensive anchor who changes games quietly. Mitchell Robinson represents a rare archetype in modern basketball, a player fully aware of his purpose. His journey stands in contrast to the league's obsession with volume and visibility. It reminds us that basketball is not only about who scores the most, but about who makes scoring harder. His story is still unfolding. More playoff battles await, more defensive tests, more moments where his presence decides outcomes without ceremony. He did not take the straight path. He did not take the loud path. He took the honest one. From stepping away from basketball entirely to anchoring an NBA defense, Mitchell Robinson built his career on trust. Trust in preparation, trust in patience, trust in growth that does not require constant validation. He did not demand attention. He earned respect. And in a league full of noise, that may be the rarest achievement of all. Thank you to all the fans for watching and supporting this story. Your appreciation for defense, your respect for unseen work, and your love for basketball beyond the box score give meaning to journeys like Mitchell Robinson's. If you enjoyed this long-form documentary, please like, share, and subscribe. More powerful basketball stories are coming, and we sincerely thank you for being part of the journey.